Okay, thank you very much. In the name of the Almighty God, the most gracious and most merciful, I send peace and blessings to everyone. I would like to thank and appreciate everyone for being here today, because there are so many places where you could be right now, but always sacrifice your precious time and you endlessly and persistently make sure that every Wednesday, 9 p.m. East African time, that you attend the Utrading technical session series that we have. That is something really I, Arafat, and other leaders, the developers, and the well-wishers of the cryptocurrency space and the Utrading artificial intelligence robots, something that we really appreciate and don't take for granted. And we really appreciate everyone for always ensuring that you come to seek for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Because this does not only stop in the business world, because on various occasions in the holy books, if you look at the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, God emphasized on multiple occasions or on various occasions that the believers, we should really endlessly seek for the knowledge and guidance. To really know how important that is, the Almighty God, through his narrations in the Bible and in the Quran, on various occasions, when he was narrating to us the stories of his messengers or the prophets, you can really relate that God said that, for example, when Joseph or Prophet Yusuf reached this age, we gave him judgment and knowledge. That happened to every messenger. So that is really how important knowledge is, because really you can't lead. Because at the end of the day, don't think that when I talk about leading, I'm talking about a president, I'm talking about a senator, or I'm talking about a regional leader, an ambassador, or anyone. We lead in different ways, because at the end of the day, we all have places. If you have a family, you are the family head. If you have your young siblings, you find yourself that you have to lead. So you really need to be a good example. You need to be knowledgeable so that you can lead. In the first minutes that joined us, really we saw a video. Thank you very much, people joining us via the TikTok live. Keep on joining. Yes, we are having a technical session for you trading, meaning that we're having a technical session about the artificial intelligence, how you can use it to trade the cryptocurrencies. And we also look at a little bit of the Forex market. So if you're interested within the financial markets, the Forex market and the cryptocurrency market and the AI, you are in the right place. So now people that joined us for the Google meeting, we saw this video in the first place. It was saying that people complain about the shoes, but there is someone who doesn't have the legs. You complain about that. Some people do not listen to you, but there is someone who cannot speak. There are some people that can't really hear. What does that bring to us? Right now, the situation that we are in, most of the people globally, people are really financially down. But at the end of the day, if you're a believer like me, because for me, I'm a believer, I believe in the oneness of God. So if you're really a believer, we all know that God tells us in the Holy Bible and in the Holy Quran that Since he created us, he designed us, all of us, when we were in the wombs of our mothers. He knew how Arafat would look like. He knew what Mr. Joshua would look like. And you, my friend, he's the one who designed you. And he's the one who has blessed us, who has favored us until our current age. So, do we really think that God can abandon us in such situations? Because at the end of the day, though things are difficult, everyone, because everyone has the difficulty. Don't think that because maybe Elon Musk is a billionaire, he doesn't have some difficulties. We all have different difficulties. Because at the end of the day, God told us that this earth is a test for us. So no one is spared. We all face different challenges. That's why at the end of the day, you see people confessing. You see a rich person confessing, not having a happy marriage. The kids are not obedient. Hmm? The health, the person is not healthy or is in hospital. The money that the person has made is just going on bills. The person is not enjoying. So, as believers, we need to understand. We need to be really grateful because God gave us an example of Prophet David, that is Prophet Dawood in the Islamic faith, and Prophet Solomon, called Sulaiman. God, in one of his narrations, he said that certainly we gave knowledge to David and Solomon. What I really like is this. What did David and Solomon do? God said that, and they said, praise be to God. Praise be to God who has favored us over many of his faithful servants. Ask yourself this question. Arafat, whom am I? My dear friend, who are you on this call? That you still have life. Maybe you don't have all the things maybe that you admire. You haven't yet maybe built a house. You haven't yet owned your dream car, but you still have life. Because at the end of the day, all these earthly things, we are living them here. People have been having mansions, good cars, they live them here. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have them if God has blessed you with the finances. But again, at the end of the day, if you do not have them, it shouldn't be something that you should commit suicide. You should go and do really unspeakable things so that you attain them. Because at the end of the day, we all come from God and to him we shall return. We all live these things here. So we really need to pick something from Prophet David and Solomon, because Arafat, I'm not special to God compared to other people, but it's just his grace that Arafat, you can be able to get something to eat. You do not have this challenge, because if you sit down with people, you might say that, oh, I'm so challenged. But you might sit down with someone and the person really tells you what he or she is going through. And you really say, eh? Or maybe I was just thinking a lot because these things happen. So that is the word of today that I really wanted us to reflect on. Because as I always tell you that we don't only come here to talk about the technical sessions. Okay, that is our main target, but also we need to make sure that we how can I call it? We need to make sure that we preach to our souls, because that is very important. That is very important, because as God tells us that the Bible and the Quran are a guidance to mankind, because everything is there in the Bible and the Quran to guide us on how we can live on this world. So that is very important. So tonight we are having episode 14 of the ultimate Utrading technical session. Previously, we looked at episode 13, and really, as I always tell you, members, that we are very fortunate that we have two gentlemen who sacrificed their precious time. And they said that, Coach Arafat, whenever you have these technical sessions on Wednesday, 9 p.m. East African time, we are always here. Kindly make sure that you allow us to record the sessions for the community. Because Days back when Utrading started, we had very many sessions, but they weren't recorded. Just imagine if sessions were recorded 2 years back. We would be really having a lot of content. But we are really glad because we accept, we plan, but God plans, and God is the best of all planners. So God had a reason why this time round, this program was going to be emphasized a lot. And really, you can use some reactions or in your heart to appreciate Mr. Boga and Mr. Joshua. They are always here every Wednesday in our technical sessions to ensure that we get recordings, because some of our members do not get a chance to attend these sessions. Some of the people have not joined Utrading yet, but in the next 1 year, in the next 1 month, this is the content that people are going to be using. For me, I've seen this. There are some videos on my YouTube channel that I made 1 year ago. But when people come to me to inquire from me, I give them that video that I made 1 year ago. This is the importance of content. Those that watch different videos apart from Arafat, because I also learn from different people, you'll find out that I watch a video of a preacher, for example, called Apostle Joshua Selman from Nigeria. I watch his sermon that he explained 3 years back, 5 years back. I get a privilege to watch a session for my mentor, the late Jim Rohn, that he made 20 years ago. That is really the importance of having the recordings, that even at your convenience, you can go through them at your pace. That is why we dedicate ourselves to explain this. Because I always tell people that the world suffers mainly because of two people. The first person is the person who doesn't know and he talks a lot, is given freedom to talk. The second person is the knowledgeable person, but the person keeps quiet. That is why when we come here, I ensure that what God has blessed me with, because it is not that Arafat, I'm wise, no, that I'm born a wise person. No, 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 no. It's just that the mercy of God, because in the first place, Arafat, I never knew this, but it has been God's guidance that Arafat, you can understand this. And God gives me a lead on how to understand that information. So the importance of what God has shared with us is for us to share with others. That is the best thing. And this brings me to another thing also. Believers, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, as long as you believe in God, God commands us to always give from what he has blessed us with. Don't have $100 and Arafat, I come when I need $2 and you refuse to give me the $2. It would be bad, because moving $2 is not something that is going to make you calm down or to become poor. So we need to make sure we do that, because God says that if you do not give out to someone in need, it's as if you don't trust God who has given you. So it is the same thing here. We are not here to say that only leaders know this information. We are here to make sure that we educate you so that you reach level of coaches. Personally, I have people that I have worked with, Mr. Joshua and Mr. Boga, on the call. They are coaches, just that you don't see them presenting. But what they know a lot. But that has come because they've given in their time to attend the sessions and understand. They made sure that they inquire questions from Arafat. And that is how I also learned. I asked questions from people that knew better than me. I attended the sessions. I watched the videos. So as long as you put in your effort to sacrifice, you will be rewarded. So previously in the episode 13, we were still on markets and through the different categories of cryptocurrencies that we have, because we said we have categories and you need to make sure that according to you, you need to make sure that you understand each category so that you make a selection or you have a preference. Because it is like saying that we have iPhones, we have Samsung phones, we have Tecno phones. But you find someone, when someone says that, for me, I prefer a Tecno phone because of your reasons. Someone might be considering something like how long the battery can last. That might be the reason why the person prefers the Techno over the Samsung and the iPhone. Then there is someone then you'll find out that someone says that for me, I prefer a Samsung phone because of the reasons the person that will give you. Then you'll find people that say that for me, I prefer an iPhone because it shows class, the camera, and very many reasons that you can give. So it is also very important here. And I remember we stopped on the AI agents. That is the category that we stopped on. So now we are going to go to the DeFi, DEFI. We have been hearing this word DeFi. Recently in our previous presentation, I advised and recommended you members that within this session that we have reached in the technical sessions, we need to make sure that we use Google and ChatGPT as much as we can, because they will help us to guide us or to make things easier for us to understand some complex terms. Because at the end of the day, let not anyone ever lie you that, for me, I know all the things. At a certain moment, we all use Google and we all use ChatGPT. So DeFi is an abbreviation for decentralized finance. But what is the decentralized finance? So if you come to Google, use Google, those that have the Techno and Samsung, those that have the iPhone, make sure you go to the Safari and ask, what is DeFi in crypto? What is DeFi in crypto? Make sure you ask such questions. But the reason why I'm here is to make sure that I explain these complex terms so that you can understand. So now, as we see, they've told us that the DeFi, the decentralized finance, is blockchain-based financial system that removes intermediaries, meaning that there is no middleman. It removes intermediaries like the banks and brokerages, using smart contracts on public blockchains, primarily or mainly Ethereum. So they're telling us that whenever you hear decentralized finance is blockchain, don't forget that cryptocurrencies are built on blockchain. We do not have a cryptocurrency that doesn't have its blockchain. A blockchain is a foundation of a cryptocurrency. It is a foundation of a cryptocurrency. How can I say you can? Which example can I give best? Which example? Okay. Which example? Okay, I'll give the example later, but hopefully you are getting the picture that we can't have a cryptocurrency when we do not have a blockchain that it is built on. It is like saying that we can't have WhatsApp if we do not have the internet, because the internet, because the WhatsApp is built on the internet availability. If there is no internet, there is no WhatsApp. Hopefully, you're getting the picture. It is the same thing here. Cryptocurrencies have blockchain, they're built on blockchains. So now they're telling us that the decentralized finance removes intermediaries, meaning that you don't need to use the bank and the brokerages. In one of the best books that I would recommend everyone to read, as long as you're in the cryptocurrency or you want to understand the digital currencies, it is called The Seventh Disruption. After this call, if you do not have it, make sure you reach out to me on WhatsApp. I will send you that book. So one of the reasons why you are seeing decentralized finance is eliminating banks and brokerages is because you save a lot without intermediaries. An example, if you want to do transactions on Binance, do you know that you can transact $50,000 even beyond without a single charge? Because that option is possible. If money comes from Binance and we're sending to a Binance user, let it be via the email address, let it be via the Binance ID, you aren't charged any single dollar. But try sending that money through the bank to see the charges. Let me give you a clear example. If Arafat, I'm selling my car at $5,000, and I tell Mr. Joshua, I'm having a car, I'm selling it at $5,000. Since Mr. Joshua is a middleman, Mr. Joshua will go to Mr. Buga and he tells Mr. Buga, I have a car. There are two options that Mr. Joshua can tell Mr. Buga. Mr. Joshua can tell Mr. Buga that, Mr. Buga, I have a car. I'm selling it at $7,000. So Mr. Buga will say, no, that is high. Reduce for me. Now Mr. Joshua will say, since you are my good friend, I'm doing this in God's faith. That is how middlemen are. Middlemen and middlewomen. Mr. Joshua would say, even I'm not going to get any commission. Just that I wish you well, Mr. Buga. Give me $6,000. So now Mr. Buga pays the $6,000. And also from my side, I need to give Mr. Joshua something. So you find out that Mr. Joshua is getting $2,000 from two people, which is not bad. But that is costing Mr. Buga. Why? Because if Mr. Buga reached out to Arafat exactly, he would have saved the $1,000 because he would have bought the car at $5,000 instead of $6,000. So this is what the decentralized finance does in the digital currencies and the financial world that we are in. And they tell us that it enables peer-to-peer services. Peer-to-peer means person to person, the transactions. Those that have worked with me, we have done that. You send me UGX, I send you USDT. I always do that with Mr. Buga. He knows what I'm talking about. So they're telling us including lending, borrowing, the trading, and earning interest. So they've explained various things here. So now when we say about the earning interest, members on crypto exchanges like Binance and others, we have the earn section whereby you can stake or you earn interest. For example, you bought Bitcoin, but you don't want to sell them. You can say that, let me put them in the earn wallet. For example, you have 100 Bitcoins. So you'll find out that at the end of the month, since you are getting the daily interest, you find yourself having 101 Bitcoin. One Bitcoin has been added. So this is what they mean by the earning. So they're telling us allowing anyone with an internet connection and wallet to participate without traditional centralized authorities. I told you whenever you hear the word centralized, have in your mind that the bank, something that is owned by the bank, government, or an individual, those things will rarely make you rich because they will limit you. We are seeing this. In some countries, people are limited. How comes that in very many countries, someone can transact $100,000? That is really so scary because the government's limit. But it's my money. I want to send $100,000 to Mr. Joshua. Maybe he's in Uganda, Arafat, I'm in UK. Why should you limit me to send that money? Yet it's my money. So that is why decentralized finance is very important. So there are very many things, but I believe I've tried to explain what the DeFi is. And you have seen they give us examples of the currencies. We talked about this, and I won't go through this. Then we have the halal coins. Now this is a term for the Islamic faith. You know, halal is just an Arabic word, but halal means something that is permissible. Something, okay, that is allowed. So now, and you're seeing the permissible, we can say like the recommended. You see Bitcoin coming first, Ethereum, Solana. So whenever you see any category and you see Bitcoin, Ethereum, you're in the right category. So that is what halal means. Now then we have the AI, artificial intelligence, meaning that this category of cryptocurrencies are mainly built to serve a purpose of AI. Because as I told you, any real genuine cryptocurrency should be created to serve a purpose. That is why we always have what we call the delisting. It means the removing of cryptocurrencies that no longer meet the requirements. We see Binance and other crypto exchanges delisting. We see this even in countries. You find the government institutions that are in charge of ensuring that are the products being sold genuine and are they good for the public consumption? So if they find a product that doesn't meet the standards, they will say this product should no longer be sold in the country. So now we see the AI coins. These are based on the artificial intelligence. And you see the words here, cheap, virtual. You see words like that. These are the currencies. So don't forget that this is one of the emerging sectors. AI is one of the emerging sectors. And if you're good like Mr. Boga and Mr. Joshua, and you can do the fundamental analysis, you can go and understand the white paper, to understand the roadmap. You can do the technical analysis. You are good to go to invest. But those that want to invest in the long run in cryptocurrencies, I already advised you. Invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, etc. Don't waste your time and money. Because most of the currencies can't guarantee that they won't be delisted. So the better thing to do, invest in those. You know, times to become successful, you need to behave like you're stupid. And that is one of the ways to win in life. Don't pretend every time that you're so wise. At times try to pretend that you're stupid. Do the simple things. Don't try to make things complicated. Then we have what we call the RWA. This is an abbreviation for real world assets. So now let us go to Google and research what is RWA, real world assets. What are the real world assets in crypto? So Google is telling us that the real world assets in crypto are physical or traditional financial assets, such as real estate, gold, bonds, or art, tokenized and brought onto a blockchain. They've said that these are financial assets, such as real estate. We can say that Arafat is real estate. I'm having my real estate, for example. I'm having my real estate in Miami, Florida. So now if I'm having my real estate in Miami, Florida, I can tokenize it and it is being put onto the blockchain. So, and they tell us that this process converts tangible means something physical, something that can be seen and touched. This process converts the tangible or off-chain value into digital tokens, allowing for fractional ownership. 24/7 means the whole day trading and increased liquidity. They are telling us that the real world assets act as a bridge between traditional finance and DeFi. Now, for example, these are the things that you see that you can buy a hotel, you can buy a plot of land, you can buy a car, you can own property using crypto. So this is what they mean by the real world assets. Are you seeing? So the world has already advanced. The world has already advanced. So if you think that these things aren't already working, these things are working. So we need to be always ahead and we need to make sure that we understand this vital information. And they've given us example. All these assets that you see here, they are representing tangible or physical real estate, as they've told us, and they are tokenized. That's why you see them in crypto form. Behind them, they are tangible products. As you see them, even you can go further. For example, here we see a coin called AVAX at the top. You can go further and say, let me come here, for example. You can come here and say, what you can come and say what physical assets does AVAX cryptocurrency represent? You can always make sure that you go further. Don't say that since Coach Arafat has stopped there, you stop there. So they tell us that. Let us see. Okay, yes, what? Okay, let me ask this question. Presents a share, it is useful. Okay. So here up, that's why you need to make sure that you read the information. So here they tell us that AVAX is the native utility token. Utility means something that you can use to get another thing. Are you understand? It's like money, utility. They're telling us that it's a native utility token of the Avalanche blockchain. This is what I told you. Any cryptocurrency has its blockchain. So AVAX is built on the Avalanche blockchain. And they're telling us that and does not represent a specific physical asset like gold, real estate, or a company stock. And here they're being very clear. If you scroll down here, they're telling us that in summary, AVAX represents a share in the utility and security of the Avalanche network, which is used for decentralized apps, gaming, and tokenizing real world assets. So hopefully down there you are seeing tokenizing. So meaning that it is not representing any specific, as they've said, but it is being used. You'll find out that if you are having property somewhere and you have the AVAX cryptocurrencies, you can give them or you can exchange them from the property that you wish to own. But many of them here, though we don't have time to go through them because we have other categories, most of them here are representing the real estate, the gold, and other physical assets. If they're not representing them, you can use them to own the real world estate, the real world assets like the real estate and gold that they've explained to us. So now to go further, because we have other categories, we have layer 1 and layer 2. So again, come to Google. Make sure that you use it, your friend. Hmm? Those that can use ChatGPT, make sure that you do. But Google, what is layer 1 and layer 2 in crypto? What is layer 1 and layer 2 cryptocurrencies? Make sure you use Google, search them. So now they are telling us this information. They are telling us that layer 1 is the best layer, meaning it is the foundation. Whenever you hear the word layer 1, base, and what do you understand by the term base or foundation? Meaning it is something strong. It is like saying that the foundation of a house, it is strong. So they're telling us that layer 1 or the best layer, and the layer 1s are always themselves, they're the blockchain themselves. The layer 2 are built because of the layer 1's existence. But let us go through this definition so that we understand it best. They tell us that the layer 1, or called the base layer, and layer 2, also known as the scaling layer, constitute the blockchain architecture. And they've given us the example layer 1, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we all know Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency. So layer 1, for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum is the foundational blockchain, handling security and consensus. So layer 2, for example, the Lightning Network and Arbitrum. Arbitrum is ARB, that cryptocurrency you see with ARB, that is Arbitrum. They're telling us that layer 2 is a secondary framework built on top of layer 1. They're built on top of layer 1. If Bitcoin and Ethereum are not there, layer 2 cannot exist. And they tell us that they're built on top of layer 1 to boost speed and reduce fees by processing transactions off chain. And here we can see the key differences and usage examples. You can go through them at your convenience. You can go through them at your convenience. But let us look at the key takeaways between layer 1 and layer 2, what we should know. So we have the purpose. Layer 1 provides the security and decentralization. Then layer 2 provides scalability, the diversification, the different branches. So transaction processing. Layer 1 processes all transactions on the main chain, while layer 2 processes transactions off chain. So the dependency Layer 2 relies on the security of the underlying layer 1 for finality. So layer 1 and layer 2. So whenever you hear layer 1 and layer 2, these are the top. These are the top cryptocurrencies, because we have thousands of cryptocurrencies, but layer 1 and layer 2, it's saying that class A students, then class B students. This is what they mean. So these are the best, layer 1 and layer 2. Then we have storage. Storage. We can see them here. You can see the examples. We can also come to Google and ask about the storage cryptocurrencies. What a storage cryptocurrencies. Yes, you can ask what a storage is. So they're telling us that storage cryptocurrencies, or more accurately, cryptocurrency storage solutions. This is not what we want. This is not what we want. They're giving us something different. Define, let me see, define storage Let me see if they'll give us here the definition that we are looking for. They're not giving us the definition that we are looking for, but it's okay. So now the storage, as we hear the word storage, these are mainly for storing information and important data. And we can also see here the categories. Then we have, let me see, we still have many. Then we still have what we call the public chain. We have what we call the public chain. So the good thing with these categories, as we see them, each category has different cryptocurrencies beneath it. So you can see the public chain, and we see Bitcoin and others. So we have what we call the NFT. So this is something also very important to understand, because we have been hearing about NFT. So now I'm going to explain the important categories that we should know. So now let me ask, what are NFTs? This is very important to understand. NFTs, we have been hearing this. So they're telling us that NFTs is an abbreviation for non-fungible tokens. And they're telling us that the NFTs, or the non-fungible tokens, are unique blockchain-based assets, are unique blockchain-based digital assets representing ownership of specific items like art, music, or in-game collectibles. Unlike cryptocurrencies, for example, Bitcoin, which are interchangeable or fungible, each NFT has distinct metadata, making them one of a kind, verifiable, and scarce. So, non-fungible tokens, or the NFTs, are unique blockchain-based digital assets. They represent ownership of specific items like art. We have seen these things. You will find an NFT of Cristiano Ronaldo. An NFT, it's a digital asset that can be purchased. We have seen this. So now you can come to read through more information. More information is here. So, okay, let us look at, I think, the difference from cryptocurrencies. Well, cryptocurrencies are used as currency or fungible, and they have the same value per unit. What do they mean? If one Bitcoin, let me come here. If one Bitcoin is at this price that we are seeing right now, you see, Okay, let me come here on public chain and we see. If each Bitcoin is at this price of $75,000, that is the price of each Bitcoin. That is what they mean. If each Bitcoin is worth $75,000 globally, that is the price. As they've said here, that have the same value per unit. So they're telling us that NFTs, or the non-fungible tokens, are unique tokens holding value based on rarity, how rare it is, and demand, the demand, acting as digital ownership certificates. And they've given us an example. So those are the NFTs and the categories that we have in cryptocurrencies. You see Pengu, you see Ape, Brave, and very many other cryptocurrencies that fall under the category of the NFT, the non-fungible tokens. Then we have the BNB chain. So now whenever you hear the word chain, chain means the blockchain of the BNB token, because we have what we call the BNB token, the third coin that you see here. So all these cryptocurrencies are built on the BNB chain. If the BNB chain does not exist, all these cryptocurrencies would not be here because they're built on the BNB chain. So that is what they mean. And you'll find also the Ethereum chain, currencies that are built on the Ethereum network. Without the existence of Ethereum, they wouldn't be existing. Because as said, blockchain is a foundation for cryptocurrencies. That is why most investors, before even investing, someone can ask you, the cryptocurrency that you're telling me is on which blockchain? So now let me give you something. Now we have the coin market cap. If you want to understand how you can understand a blockchain of a cryptocurrency, you can find this information here. This is legit information. That is why I always say, if you're in cryptocurrencies and you do not have the coin market cap application, you are doing yourself injustice, great injustice. Because if you want to do the technical analysis, the sentiment analysis, the fundamental analysis, they are all here within the coin market cap. So I'm going to show you how does Arafat and other crypto experts know the legit blockchain network a cryptocurrency is built on. That is why we call them technical sessions. I don't leave anything for myself. Those that know me, when I'm presenting or when I'm explaining anything, I don't say that now this is reserved for me, Arafat, that if I share it, people will no longer look for me. That is not me. That is why I come here boldly explain this and we record the sessions. So that with or without Arafat, you can get or access this information and share it with anyone. So here we see different cryptocurrencies. So we are going to select one randomly. I think let me select this guy. You just tap on it once. When you tap on it once, they're going to bring this information. So here up, we are going to scroll while going to the right. Markets, we are going to scroll. So there is about. If you click about is where we find the information. This is where we find things like the white paper, the roadmap of a cryptocurrency that I've been talking about. But that is not the reason why we are here. The reason why we are here is to see the blockchain on which a cryptocurrency is built on. Make sure you click this word. Let me hopefully I've not forgotten. Is it? Yeah. It's these contracts. Make sure you click the contracts. Are you seeing here down? It's built on the Ethereum blockchain. So the Sky cryptocurrency is built on the Ethereum blockchain. So this is how we find that information. So if someone ever tells you, Arafat, we have this cryptocurrency, what I do, I come here and I search for it. The search option is here. You search, then you click on it, go to the about page, see which blockchain is it built on, because people, we no longer just buy. Some of us have lost money from doing that. That is why I'm telling people, buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, Solana, XRP, BNB for your peace of mind. So now we have the last category that I'm going to explain tonight in the episode 14. Then we go to the question side. Make sure you prepare the questions. Those that can ask through the chat room, make sure that you ask the questions. People on the TikTok live, thank you very much for joining and following. We appreciate so much. You can also ask your questions here. So now let us go to the payments. Again, come back to Google. Come back to Google. What are what are the payments? The payments crypto categories. Let us see the definition if they're going to give us what we need. Payments cryptocurrencies primarily consist of digital assets designed for transactions. So all cryptocurrencies, by the way, because if we talk about a transaction, I'm talking about something that can be sent and received. I personally, Arafat, I don't know any cryptocurrency in Utrading that we trade with that can't be sent and received. If it is a decentralized cryptocurrency, because the centralized have limitations. I've seen some centralized cryptocurrencies that can't be transferred, but the decentralized, maybe if I've never come across any, you can correct me. But if it is a decentralized cryptocurrency, they can be sent and received globally. So they're telling us that these payments crypto categories primarily consist of digital assets designed for transactions, categorized as payment tokens, stable coins, and niche meme coins. So they function as digital money, enabling peer-to-peer transfers, the retail purchases, and fast cross-border settlements through platforms like Bitcoin, stable currencies like USDC or the USDT, and Ripple XRP. So we have seen these payments generally, it means all cryptocurrencies. No wonder you see Bitcoin, Ethereum, all categories of cryptocurrencies are here. Because as long as you deal with the decentralized cryptocurrencies that we trade in Utrading, that you deal with on your crypto exchange, let it be Binance, let it be Bitgate, OKX, Bybit, to mention but a few. So allow me at this moment in time, we have 7 minutes to end the session. Do we have any question? It might not be related to what I've been explaining tonight, but as long as it is related to the financial markets, the forex market, crypto market, and mainly you trading, make sure you ask your question. If Arafat, I do not have an answer to that question, I'll make sure that I reach out to people who are experts, who are more knowledgeable than me, or I'll make research and I get back with an answer if I do not know the question. So feel free to ask me the questions, but I thank God that most questions I can answer them. So feel free to ask any question because we are here because all of us have invested our money. So you need to make sure that you demand for accountability and you need to question. You need to question. So do you have any questions from people via the Google meeting? Yes, Mr. Kasim, thank you for appreciating. Thank you for attending. I'm also seeing people in the TikTok live. Thank you very much for attending. So, okay, it seems we have no question. Allow me at this time to recognize the presence of everyone. And I thank everyone who has been with us via the TikTok live. I'm seeing some good friends of mine. Let me see. I'm seeing Mr. and my fellow leader, Mr. Kasim. I'm also seeing my long-time friend, Mr. Trevor. is an hobby of mine where I studied my senior 4. Thank you very much for attending. So allow me in a special way to recognize the people that are on the Google meeting. We have Mr. Buga Boniface and Mr. Joshua Kaketo, the gentlemen who always record for us the sessions. We really appreciate you so much. Mr. Francis and Madam Hanifa Kasoma, thank you very much for being active members, and thank you very much for attending these sessions consistently. Madam Mariam, Mr. Mugisha, thank you very much for being active members and attending these sessions. Madam Grace, thank you very much for being an active member and attending these sessions. Mr. Matthias, thank you very much for being an active member and attending these sessions. Madam Patricia and Mr. Abdallah, thank you very much for being active members and attending these sessions. So next Saturday, it's going to be, as always, Saturdays, 9 p.m. East African time. Those sessions are best for new people who would like to know more about cryptocurrencies and trading. The Wednesday sessions are always good for the members because they help us to understand more about the trading application. How can we navigate it? Because all the information that you are learning right now, it is separating you. This is what I told Mr. Mogisha Africano, Mr. Joshua Kaketa, and Mr. Buga when we started. And for them, they can testify. The sessions, the knowledge, now it has separated them from many trading users because right now they can lead and guide very many people. But because of the sessions that they attend, and I'm telling you this, crypto is going nowhere. So for you understanding this information, it is even a great privilege for you because digital money is going nowhere. Mobile money is going nowhere. Crypto is going nowhere. These are the things that even our kids are going to need. Imagine you'll call Arafat that, Arafat, can you mentor or teach by a kid? And I'll tell you, you have $1,000? An example, I may tell you $2,000. But if you know this information, it will save you. You won't be spending much. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't support me. I need the money, but it's okay. If you can put in the efforts and the time, you'll save yourself a lot. Because really, people who don't know pay a lot of price, pay a lot. Ignorance is very expensive. You pay a lot. It is not only in crypto, in anything, you pay a lot. If you do not understand something, people will take advantage of you. It will cost you a lot. I don't know if this happens only in Uganda, but I think even it's global. You find something that you could get at $10. You get it at $100, $50 because of the ignorance about that thing. So you need to make sure you always seek for the knowledge so that you save yourself and your loved ones. So may the Almighty God ease and bless everything for every one of us. Let's meet Saturday, 9 p.m. East African time. Have a great night. Stay blessed.